Hi, welcome to the Divine Medium Presents Spirit Talk live on iHeartRadio, A1R, and Moonstruck TV. Today we're going to go over a lot of things, mainly crystals. A lot of people had a lot of crystal questions for me, and we're going to kind of review all that today. But first off, for those of you who are new to the radio show and to the Facebook, the Divine Medium is live on Facebook right now. For those of you who are live with us on Facebook and Instagram, I am Christina Watts. I'm known as the Divine Medium. And why people follow me and why they ask me so many questions is because I passed away in 2009. I arrived on Earth in 2009. I am what's called a walk-in. I have had many past lives here, but I came with a message, and there's a lot of walk-ins that you guys are probably starting to notice around you that you didn't notice before. Maybe they had a tragic event. Maybe they had a surgery. Maybe they had something happen to them. And all of a sudden, they're suddenly really, really different, and you don't recognize the person before you anymore. That is what's called a walk-in. And what you'll notice with them is a lot of them have a lot of answers that they didn't have before, and you're noticing that they're very more insightful, they're very knowledgeable in what they know, and that is what's called a walk-in. The soul that had left before agreed that the walk-in would come and take over and do a specific mission. Instead of wasting the vessel, they came in through the vessel, not through birth, but through mid-sentence of a life, okay? That is who I am, and that's why so many ask me questions. So let's kind of review crystals this week. You can find us on www.thedivinemedium.com, and it's D-I-V-I, not D-E-V. Okay, a lot of people get that mixed up. First thing I want to kind of tell you guys is we're getting into the cold season. We're getting into the snow season. A lot of people are, just feeling the whole hum-bum depression of the snow and the sleet and the cold air. So I came up with a really cool idea for you guys. A lot of people don't know that they can drink crystal water. Okay, so what you do is you take your water and you slide in a crystal. Make sure you cleanse it and clean it before putting it in. The cleansing means wash it with soap and water so there's no bacteria. So then you just kind of slip the crystal into the water, as I'm demonstrating live on Facebook right now for the radio viewers or the radio listeners. And you put a clear, citrine in, and you can even probably pop in a clear quartz. And then clear quartz kind of amplifies what the citrine is doing. And citrine is a happy stone. It kind of pops you out of feeling humbug. If you are feeling depressed, I would put a smoky quartz in with a clear quartz and a citrine. It's kind of a cool vitamin mixture. And you let that sit overnight. And as soon as you wake up in the morning, it's at room temperature, and you drink the water. Don't drink the crystal. I've had to tell many people that before. So we're going to let this sit. And here's a little test for you guys. If you get 2 glasses of water and you put, let's say, an amethyst in one, okay, and then on the other one, you just say a simple prayer over it. Oh, this water is going to make me feel better. I need healing. I need love. And the intent for this water is going to be love and healing. So you have 2 different waters. And what I want you guys to do is test this out for yourself. You're going to notice that the water tastes way different. There's a distinct taste difference in the waters. And this is a great kind of cool experiment to do at your house. Try one with a crystal and one with a word intent meditation prayer. Okay, let's move on to the questions. I would like to know if wearing the jewelry alone will help with daily struggles such as depression, weight management, anxiety, or do you need a big guns, big crystal? Okay. Tammy is definitely talking about jewelry crystals, crystals that are turned into jewelry, which I actually have an opal piece on my necklace right now. I wear it every day. But yes, when it comes to crystals, if you want a big, big vibration to hit you and you really need a lot of healing, yes, bigger is better. But putting it on yourself and wearing it every day also helps as well. It's not going to be the big shabam that you get with like a huge crystal or a bigger crystal like this selenite I'm showing on the live. But like as opposed to this little selenite, this one's going to push out a lot more. The bigger crystal is going to push out a lot more. Yes, shungite water is great to drink every day. It gets rid of toxins. Just make sure that you're getting a pure shungite. There are shungites out there that will rub off on your finger, and that is not a good shungite. That is a fake one. So Tammy, yeah, to answer your question, wearing them is great. Just make sure you're wearing it every day. As opposed to obsidian, you don't want to be wearing obsidian every day. It will actually throw you into a deeper depression. You don't want to go doing that. Okay, next, Stephanie, go. What was the crystal you kept in your bra? Okay, there's a crystal. I'm not going to take it out on the live, but it looks like this. It's a very sparkly, blingy orange. And there's also a navy blue that's kind of blingy as well. And this is what I keep in my bra. And the reason I do that is because it is great for anxiety or panic attacks. And what I find myself doing, and I have to keep a bag of it in my car, is I tend to hand it out a lot and then I'm left with none of it. So I keep mine and I keep extra on me, because if I see somebody having a panic attack, I immediately want to put a gold stone in their hand to help them get through it. Okay. I have, this is a great question. I have a blue apatite. Row Low says, I wore it in my bra, completely forgot it was there, went to have shower and dropped it and broke into a bunch of pieces. And Kelly Cullen said she did the same. And I'm getting questioned, is it okay to glue it together? Now, this is my favorite crystal buddy that I have in my house. And yes, he had broke. The tip had broke off. And as you can see right here, you can see kind of a line on the live Facebook live feed. Yes, I glued it back together. Now, just remember, guys, crystals don't come out of the earth looking like a pyramid or a wand. They are actually created and smoothed out and toiled in this way. So putting it glue to it, it's not going to mess the frequency or the vibration up. A lot of people, that do these things, they mess with the molecular structure only because it's being smoothed out and all this stuff. And that's okay. It's not going to mess with the vibration that it's actually pushing out towards you. Okay, that's not going to mess with that. So you're okay with kind of using a glue. Just don't use too much of it. We only used a couple dabs to kind of stick it together, and it was fine. Even a hot glue gun we've used before, and it's been okay. The vibration still is the same for me. Okay, next question. Okay. Okay, let me go past these. I've heard mention of grids. What exactly are the benefits of them? Can you just set crystals in different locations, or is a grid more valuable? I do both. I have, obviously, you can see behind me on the live feed, there's crystals, there's spheres, there's crystals everywhere. I have a big one there, another lamp piece there. But I also have grids all over the house. And what a grid is different from just placing a crystal. If you just say, for example, have this amethyst piece back here, that is setting out an intention of healing, sleep deprivation. It helps with that. If you're having insomnia, it does multiple things. Whereas a crystal grid actually sets out one intention. So let's say you set up a crystal grid for money. You're going to set that intention. You're going to set the crystals up for that specific intention. And we do what's called a money grid. And you can find it on crystalcovespa.com. It's very, very popular. You get the whole kit and caboodle, the centerpiece, all the crystals and the grid together. And I hear a lot of feedback. Actually, there is one feedback that I'm very, very proud of and astonished. It is amazing. I mean, we get our feedbacks from it, but this was like out of the water. This lady had won, I think she said like $40,000. And it was enough to pay off all her debt. She was stunned. She said she had gotten the grid and 2 days later had won this lottery. It was crazy. So I really do believe the crystal grids do set an intention specifically for you. And that's the difference by just placing crystals all over the house, which I do as well. A lot of people have been asking about cancer and, what crystals would be great for cancer, or is there other forms of healing with cancer? I know that CBD oil is a huge, huge movement right now with helping with cancer. I do know that there is a cure, and I do know the government is holding that back, because if they hold it back, that means more money in their pocket, and it's a cycle that we need to get out of. And I think that this is why God and the guides have guided so many people to CBD oil and crystals to help. There is cancer. There's a cancer pouch that we create at the shop where you get like 6 to 7 crystals to help you with your cancer, any kind of cancer. And it varies. The crystal pouch varies basically because it depends on what cancer you have and what crystals we would need to hone in on for that cancer. And a lot of those crystals you can drink every day as a vitamin. Okay. Now, there is on my website a toxic crystal list. These are crystals you don't want to put in your water, like Amazonite, aquamarine, azurite, black tourmaline, angelite, chrysocolla, fluorite, lepidolite, moonstone, morganite, pyrite, selenite, serpentine. There's a ton. You want to make sure you check that list before you go placing these crystals in water and drinking it. It's not a good idea to just wing it, okay? You want to make sure you do your research. Okay, Noelle Sierra, I would like to know why I am so drawn to purple colored stones. If you're drawn to a specific stone, like one month and then another month it changes to a different color stone, purple usually has to do with healing. So there might be some kind of emotional, mental, even physical vibration that your purple color is trying to hone in on. And mainly amethyst is purple and it helps with healing. Or maybe you're having troubles with migraines or sleeping. This is a great stone. This stone can actually go in water. And I just had one of my teammates actually drink from the healing water we have at the shop, which has amethyst and rose quartz and clear quartz in it. And she said she had diarrhea all night last night. And I said, yeah, it's getting rid of toxins. This kind of water that you drink will get rid of whatever you are dealing with. She has a lot of back problems, maybe even some stomach problems. And they're trying to kind of just pull all of that toxin out of her body. And clear quartz amplifies the rose quartz and the amethyst. And these are great stones to kind of just cleanse out your system. Okay. Johanna Carrion had a great question for me. She says, would love, and this was not only her, we got a lot of questions on this, would love for you to talk about the past week and how many were having ringing in their ears. I would like to understand that more because this past week, every day I was getting constant ringing. Okay, there is an energy shift. If you've ever stood in space, you'd hear a low humming noise. Our realm, Earth, makes a humming noise. If you go to, let's say you go to Uranus or you go to Pluto, they have a humming noise. If you're just standing out in space, you can hear all this musical instruments, hums coming from all these different realms. Now, because our veil here on Earth is thinning, the humming noise is going to be a little louder because we're hearing other realms that are kind of peeking through the veil. The veil is super, super thinning, and that vibrational hum or ring is coming from these other realms. And if you're hearing it in your ear, that is specifically your guides. The hum is getting louder for most people because they're more awakened to it than other people. Yes, you can Google we just got a question from Joanne Carrion again. Can I Google the planets and hear them? Absolutely. You can YouTube, let's say music coming from Uranus or music coming from Pluto, music coming from Mars, and it'll show you the different sounds that come from it. Let me see if I can pull one up. Let's sounds coming from Mars. Let's see what Mars sounds like. And we're going to pull this up. Somebody said this one's freaky. Let's see if we get a sound off of it. I don't know how well of a sound it's going to come off my speaker here, but all right. Here we go. Do you hear that? It's almost like a binaural loud tone. It's very loud. So that's just an example of what Mars sounds like. That's the space coming from space. That's the sound that they picked up. Our Earth makes our own tone and humming. And that's just basically, guys, the vibration that Earth is spinning at, or not so much spinning, but vibrating. That's the sound it vibrates. And Mars, that's the sound it vibrates. And it's Mars, I was surprised. It's very, very high pitched. Almost sounds like a binaural beat sound coming from music. But very, very cool. I'm glad we pulled that up. Great questions this time. Okay, Sarah Ross asked, what great crystals would be for fertility? And I have come up with a few for her. Carnelian is a great female stone. It kind of connects you to your sacral chakra because it has the orange hues to it. This is what it looks like on the live feed through Facebook. This is a tumbled. This is a round, flat piece. Carnelian is great. Peach moonstone I have behind me in the little sphere. Let me go that way. I'm going that way. Okay, there you go, guys. And moonstone itself, anything moonstone, there's rainbow moonstone, there's peach moonstone, there's regular moonstone, are great womanly stones. It connects you to the goddess and the moon, which regulates the cycling of your fertility and menstrual cycles. This is a great stone to even have if you're not trying to have a baby, okay? But peach moonstone itself is a great stone for someone trying to become pregnant. Peach moonstone is probably going to be your go-to besides regular moonstone. Also, rose quartz helps with unconditional love, loving yourself and loving what you have until a child comes. So it's appreciating what you have until that happens. Okay, Emily Chapman asks, any crystals that are good for a child, just like an adult, whatever they would be drawn to? Is there a guide showing them? Yes. Your crystals actually pick you. You don't pick them. So if you're being drawn to a specific crystal, it's for a reason. I've been very, very drawn to moonstone, rainbow or peach moonstone. I'm addicted to it lately in the past month. And I know it's not because I'm trying to get pregnant. It's more because I'm going through transitioning. We're actually introducing a new brand to the shop, and my oracle cards are now going to be published within the next year. So it's a lot of transitioning, and that's why I'm so drawn to it. So if you're being drawn to a crystal, it is for a reason, and just go with it. Your guides are trying to show you. And if you look that crystal up, 99% of the time, you're going to see that that crystal has to do with what's going on in your life, and that it's going to assist and benefit you. Okay. We did have another crystal question about how to cleanse. Okay, a lot of people think that you have to use like sage or put them in salt or put them in salt water. But because crystals are a perfect geometric pattern, they are not unbalanced. They have a perfect geometric pattern, whereas we ourselves have a whole bunch of geometric patterns going on with our liver, our hearts, our throats, our eyes, all this stuff. There's different geometric patterns. And basically, you don't have to technically cleanse it. I think when people think of saging or putting it in salt water, I think it's more of an intimate cleansing. You're trying to bond with that crystal and get to know it. And that's great. You guys should continue doing that if you feel like you want to cleanse the crystal. But basically, it's just getting it to its regular vibration, and you can just simply, and I know that was probably loud for my radio listeners, but that is what's called a singing bowl. And basically you just tap it and play, and you can even go on YouTube and look up, and it's free, singing bowls, and just play singing bowls all day for them. That's what we do in the shop. We just put a speaker in the middle of the room, we play singing bowls, and they all just get retuned. A crystal's not unbalanced. It just retunes itself by the singing bowls, okay? It just vibrates at its regular vibration. Okay. Again, with the depression crystals, smoky quartz, citrine, sunstone, green aventurine. I'm going to kind of show these to the viewers on Facebook. This is a sunstone. There's a round piece to it. A green aventurine, a smoky quartz, and even a shungite spa purifying steam bath is really great. What you do is you put this in water, and then you put hot water over top and you steam yourself with the shungite, okay? Aventurine is great for compassion. It almost feels like you're not alone. It helps you feel warm and embraced, whereas the sunstone and citrine kind of give you a zest for life, so they pop you out of the depression. Smoky quartz is a balancer of both. Let me shut that off real quick. Okay, and let's see. We have a question of crystals for multiple sclerosis and Lyme disease. Lyme disease is going to be clear quartz and a Himalayan. What I want to tell you guys about Himalayan is, and also selenite, and you can see my selenite lamp behind me is lit up, as you can see, and you guys here, you can see. It has negative ions that play a critical role in helping to keep your overall well-being and boost the immune system. Himalayan and selenite lamps provide negative ions to your environment. Basically, what negative ions are, if you've ever gone to the beach, you know how amazing it feels to put your feet in the sand, put your feet in the water. Any type of area like this, or maybe on a high mountaintop where it's really breezy and there's, you know, a nice air flowing and the trees are green and it's serene. These are places that have negative ions. And what negative ions are, they are just a high vibrational area that make you feel amazing and kind of just uplift your spirit. That's what selenite and Himalayan lamps do. I have them placed all over the house. I have them in every room, and they just give comforts and serene feels to them. Himalayan also purifies the air. So let's say, for example, there's a cold going around the house and you don't want to catch it. It will cleanse the air that it's in. So a great place to have a selenite and a Himalayan is in your bedroom. The selenite will actually help you with nightmares and calming down nightmares, while as your Himalayan will take care of asthma, cold issues, anything that you're having issues with the air, purifying the air, okay? So they do amazing things in their own different ways. Kathy Kissick asks, crystals for migraine. We have a migraine roll-on that is essential oils and herbs that I had come up with. It's part of the Divine Medium brand, and you roll it on your wrists. It is on the website crystalcovespa.com, and you can throw some crystals in there, a selenite, amethyst, and a clear quartz points. So when you have a headache, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here's a clear quartz point. And what you basically do when you have a headache, and what I do with the amethyst, is I put both on my head. I try not to take any pills. Pills just have side effects. This is going to, if you just lay with it for about 20 minutes, should calm you down. So basically, you want to put, I'm just going to do the clear quartz for right now, but clear quartz at a point, and as you can see, it's at a point. It's going to draw all that activity out of your head, okay? And it directs the negative energy and pain away from the body. So as it's pointed out, it's going out in the other direction, not leaving it into your system. It's kind of like maybe having somebody that is a Reiki grandmaster. I'm a Reiki grandmaster, but it's like having a master Reiki practitioner kind of do this over your head. But you obviously can't do that standing there all day. So you just lay with this on top of your head and it draws all that activity out. Okay, so that's what a clear quartz point will do. And we have tons of clear quartz points at the shop for purchase. Okay, a lot of people asked about epilepsy and autism. I think children and people that have autism are just so interesting. The stuff that they do, the stuff that they say is not from this world. I just think that they are so unique and they know they're unique. It's great. The website for the shop, Danielle, is crystalcovespa.com. crystalcovespa.com. Okay, Jenny Johnson asked about epilepsy. So we're going to kind of show her that a lapis lazuli is great for epilepsy. My daughter has epilepsy, and we kind of keep these crystals near her. Okay. Then a jasper, whether it's black or red, I don't have an example of it here with me, but a black or red jasper is also great for epilepsy. Now for autism, and anything that's light blue to blue. So you're going to want to go towards like an angelite. It's a light blue. An amazonite's kind of like a greenish blue. Then you have blue lace agate, which is really great. Blue lace agate is also a great stone for somebody that has any kind of mental disability. Maybe they have bipolar, maybe they're having borderline psychosis. This with journaling, keeping a blue lace agate with you while you're journaling is such a great thing to have while you're trying to release all that mental anguish. It is a great stone. Also, blue kyanite is a great meditative stone, okay? So anything that's light blue to dark blue is going to be a great one for autism. Also, sodalite as well. And let me see if I have a sodalite. I do. Now, the difference between sodalite and lapis, a lot of people get it mixed up because they do look very much identical in the colors. What you're going to find in lapis is little pyrite pieces. So you're going to see little tiny gold specks all through the crystal. That's how you distinguish its lapis from sodalite, okay? So we're going to wrap this up. Our radio show on iHeartRadio, A1R, and Moonstruck TV is almost through. You guys can find me on thedivinemedium.com, on Facebook, The Divine Medium, and also the mentoring medium where the students go to learn and absorb information. We do a lot of live feeds every Tuesday. Shopping sprees for the crystals. Christmas is coming up, so catch us with the shopping sprees where you guys can get a lot of deals. We make you a basket, we send you an invoice, super easy, over online, everything's shipped out. Great for you guys to just stay in your jammies and shop live. And you can find us on Instagram, The Divine Medium, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Divine Medium, where you guys are not going to skip a beat on the videos. If you couldn't find a video on Facebook, it's going to be on the YouTube channel.